If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
So yesterday we are discussing about the open and close posting periods. Okay, so we are discussing about the concept of open and close posting periods. Let me go to that. And we discussed about the types of accounts. Okay, and what is the purpose of the account types we are going to be using for the open and close posting periods. Yesterday we discussed about the concept in a detailed way. And yes, we are using the variant. So we are using the variant. This is the fiscal year variant. We are assigning it to the company code, and the posting period variants are directly proportional to your company code. Okay, so that is what exactly we are going to be using. So we are going to be using the open and close posting periods. Our posting period is HP, PP, HP, OP is nothing but posting period variant. And if I go to the new entry, if I take a place, something like yesterday we discussed about the place and the GL account types, and here I'm going to be giving as a 10th month, the open period is the 10th month 2021 and the 10th month and 2021. Okay. So this is the open posting period. So if I'm taking as a plus, okay, and so it's parallelly proportionate to your each and every account type if you want to maintain different account types. Very, very important. Now, if I'm taking an account type as a yes, if I'm taking an account type as a D, and if I'm taking the account type as a customer and a vendor example. Now, for example, okay, so there is the year-end closing activities we are going to be doing. Year-end closing activities we are supposed to do. What is the year-end closing activity? So we are going to be doing some adjustment by using of some special periods actually. Special periods are maintained, okay? So 13, 14, 15, 16 are going to be called as the special periods. So I given one example. If you remember the last class, I told one example here by using of the special periods. What is the purpose of the special period? The purpose of the special periods are going to be using for the adjustments in the closing of the financial year. Normally, the special periods are going to be adjusted to the last closing period of your financial year. The special periods are going to be adjusted to the last closing period of your financial year. Example, I'm talking about the year-end closing activity. So there will be a quarterly, half-yearly, monthly. Okay, there will be different closing activity, but I'm talking about the year-end closing activity. So in the year-end closing activity, how the special periods are going to be maintained, that is very, very important for us. So what I will do here, when it is a year-end closing activity, I maintain means I just update my fiscal year at the 2001 for the period 2012. That is sorry, the 12th period. I will open the 12th period. I remain the 12th period as a open, and that is for the 2021. And let us assume that we are in the month of January. We are in the period of January of 2022. So what I will do here, I will also open the January period also, but this year will be the 2022. This year will be the 2022. See here, the logic, what I'm going to be applying. So 12th period is open, 2021. And when you come to the the 2 period one is a January. January for which year? January for 2022. So how long you are going to be opening the 2022, 2021 12th period until you complete all the adjustments, Once you completed the adjustments, once you've completed adjustments and your financial statements are declared, then I'll go back and I will change it to 2001 and 2022. That is what exactly I will do. Means your your December period is closed for 2021. So if you see here, my year which is open for the period is a 01. So what I will do, I will open 2021 January, December period as remains as an open for the 45 days or below the 45 days. If you're completing your financial statement, if you're completing all the adjustments, okay, so I'll go and change it. So till that, my 12th period has to be get opened in the year. Very, very important. This is how the configuration we have to do when we are reaching to the year-end closing activity process. And this year-end closing activity, normally what we will do for the GLs, vendors, and customers. Okay, so for when you take the plus, okay, so the plus will be the 01. It is 2022, but here when I come to the S, it is a 12, 2021, 01, 2022. Same thing for the customers. Customer closing activity 2021, 01, 2022. Same thing here. Okay, 12, 2021, 01, 2022 means the year-end closing activity you're maintaining for the GL, customer, and for the vendor. Very, very important. And how the special periods are going to be adjusted? The 2 period is nothing but my special periods. 2 periods are nothing but my special. So from period 1 to from 2 period 1 is nothing but the normal periods. Very, very important. And the 2 period is nothing but I'm going to be considering my special periods. Whatever the special periods you're going to be considering: 13, 2021, 16, 2021 means all the 4 special periods. Okay, 13, 2021, 16, 2021. So I'm going to be allocating the special periods. If you see here, 2021, 16, 2021. So I am using the special periods for the year of 2021, not for the 2022. Why? Because I need to do all my adjustments. So if I want to post any transactions in the special period, the 12th period always should be open. If I close the 12th period, I cannot do any kind of adjustments. If you see here, I cannot do any kind of adjustments. So the 13th period is getting adjusted to the last closing period of your financial year, that is for the 2021. So the 2 period, from 2 period and the 2 period is for the special periods we are going to be using. These are the special periods. So once you completed the year-end closing activity, yes, I completed all my year-end closing activity. Now I need to close the December period. So what you will do, you will come back 01 and you will make it as a 2022, for example. And what you will do, so you will be closing your 13 to 16 year-end closing activity, and you're opening a new year-end closing activity for the special period, that is for the 2022. This is one of the live example I'm going to be taking. One of the live example.
So Mahesh, just a quick question on that really. With the special period,
Yeah.
So what you're saying really, we have to always keep the period, the last period open, which is the period 12, in order to post, to make any postings adjustments for those special periods.
Exactly.
So without that, the system will not work, you're saying?
No. If it is, that is or not. Okay. So what example, how I'm going to be using this in the special period, there will be no day. The special period, see, special period 13 to 16 means, okay, so these are not my months actually. These are the periods which I'm going to be taken into consideration. So how many days will be there? We cannot calculate the days. The days of 13, 14, 15, 16 will depend on the days of the 12th period. 12th period consists of how many days? 31 days will be there. So these all the 31 days I'm going to be using to adjust the last closing period of my financial year by using of this special period. So if I see here, I want to adjust some amount. For example, if I'm going to the FB01, what I will do here, I will take December 31st, 12, 2021. And if I'm going to be adjusting, example, I'll create one more. Okay. So 31, 12, 2021. And here I'm going to be using the special periods, 13. So 13 is only the period. 13 is only the period where you are going to be doing the adjustment, but the adjustment postings always should be done in the 12th period. See here, 12th period, that is 31st 12 2021. Clear now?
Sorry, can you repeat that again? Sorry, Mahesh.
See, 13, 14, 15, 16 are only considered as the special periods. We don't configure, means we don't configure any days. 13 consists of 31 days. Okay, so 14 consists of 30 days. No, we don't have any kind of days calculation for 13, 14, 15, 16. They are only considered as a periods only. No days are going to be considered. But how do you do the special posting adjustments? I told that the 12th period always should be open. The 12th period always should be open. But the postings are happened to the 13, 14, 15, 16. But the posting date you are considering as the 12th period days. So in the 12th period, how many days will be there? There will be 31 days will be there in the 12th period. 31 days will be there. So I will take the posting date. The posting date always should fall in the December period. Either you can take 01 or 10 or 15 or 20 or 31, whatever your date you can take. But the posting date, whatever the date you are going to be considering, this should fall under the 12th period, so that I can start doing my adjustments in the 13th period. But After you post the transaction, the postings will happen to the 13th period, not as a 12th period, because 12th period you are only using for the posting the transaction, but the postings are happened to the 13th period. The volume of the transaction for the debit and credit will be get posted to the 13th period, but only the days are going to be considering from the last closing period, that is the 12th period.
So in that case, does that also means we can use a period 12 if that is open? Like by if
Exactly.
a user
If
can...
I close the period 12, if I close the period 12, then I cannot post any transaction, because my posting date, the date what you are going to be specifying, the date should fall under the open posting period. If I'm going to be giving the closing period, it will not allow. Is it true? It will not allow. So my date, the posting date is very, very important. Document date, you can take any date, irrespective of whatever the document date you can take, the system will accept. But the posting date always should fall under the open posting period of your financial transaction.
Mahesh, another thing really, what if the business requirement, the client requirement is to not to keep the 12th period open, but just to keep a special period 13, 14, 15, 16 open. So is that can be done in SAP, or it's a non-standard SAP?
It's a non-standard SAP. See, for example, I told that, okay? I told that, for example, I'll take you one example, sir. I take you one example. Now we are in the month of 10th period. Let us assume that we are in the 10th period. This is the October period. Now the October period is only open. Okay, let us consider October period is only open. So if it is October period, means I can use the posting date from 01/10/2021 to till 31st/10/2021. See here, the period 10 is directly proportionate to your posting date or not. Are you accepting this statement?
Yep.
Okay. Now I given the period as a 10. I given the period as a 10, but I want to do the postings in the month of I want to do the postings in the month of 11, that is 11/2021. Example, I'm just taking an example. But which period I'm maintaining, which period is open for me? Okay, for example, which period is open for me? 10th period is open, 2021, 10th period. Just consider only the first line. Don't go for the second line and third line. Okay, just consider only this first line. So which period is open now? 10th period is open. I know that. Okay, all the remaining periods are closed, but I'm trying to post the transaction. I given the posting date as a 01/11/2021, but I given the period as a 10. So there is a conflict is there or not? There is a conflict is there. So you are given the open period as a 10, but you are the posting date, you are given it as a 11th day, 11th period. The system will not allow. The system will not allow. Why? The posting date always should fall under the open posting period only. So what I need to do, either you have to open the 11th period, or you have to reconsider the 10th period and use the posting date in between 01 to 31/10/2021, and the open posting period should be the 10. Now, what I want to do here, I want to do some adjustments. This is the year-end closing activity. So the adjustments are getting posted in the 13, 14, 15, 16, but these are only the periods. We are going to be taking them as a special period. There will be no days. I never configure any days. If I go back and see my configuration, here, if I take a V3 or V6 or V4 or whatever, so where is that? Yeah, here. If I go and see that, so this is going to be called as a K4. So in the K4, I have not given, means, for example, I have given 13, I have given 14, I have given 15, and I have given 16. Very, very important, 16. But if you see here, I never configure any days here. Very, very important. The days will be 0, 0, 0, and 0. No days are there. Why? Because that is what I'm telling. So these are only considered as a special posting periods, and the special posting periods posting will always happen in the 12th period, which is open. The 12th period consists of 31 days are there. So I need to consider my posting period variant as a 13, but the postings are going to be happened in the 12th period. That is what exactly the logic I had to use.
But can I still use the special period and use those days? Can I still?
How you can use, tell me now, you cannot use, how you can use the 13 here? Is there any 13th period is there for the posting date? Is there any, your posting date is falling under any 13th period? No? Do you have in the calendar? Do you have in the calendar months are going to be having your calendar year, fiscal year will have only the 12 periods which will be meeting your calendar months. So do you have more than 12 periods in the calendar month? No? Is it clear,
Yeah,
sir?
okay.
Now?
Yeah, absolutely. Very clear. Thank you.
So it always should be the 12
So
2021.
These special periods are just for the identification of special adjustment, special entries, isn't it?
Exactly. Only for the special adjustments. If you, for example, if I go to any report, if I go to
because
any report.
anyways, we can post these entries in 12th period only without opening special periods.
Exactly. See here. So if I want to see the postings for the bank account, here you can see here. 12th period is a normal period, but see here, you have done some adjustments in the 14th period. See how much debits, how much credits you have done. $11,000 credits we have done. Now, if I double click on it, see the postings are showing under the 14th period. 14th period is my special period. But when you have done the posting, if I go to one of the documents, and if I see the display overview, so you have done the posting on. See, posting you are done on 31st/12/2021, but the posting period is the 14th period. You can see the 14th period is the posting, but the date of the posting date is falling under the 12th period only. Very, very important. Clear now?
Mahesh, by taking reports, if I give period 12, these entries will come.
Yes, entries will come irrespective of whatever the posting date you have been taken. The entries will come based on what account you are debited and which account you are credited. But you have to go to the transaction level to see which is the period you are posted.
Okay, thanks.
So Mahesh, quick question. So this is the same applicable for V3, V9, and also
every company code. Yes, every fiscal year variant.
So if a company having a June as the year end, so you will have all the postings in 7 months, and 13, 14, 15, and 16 will have the posting period as 7, posting date as 7, right?
If you're taking off yearly.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're taking off yearly, then if that is the case, you're taking off yearly adjustment postings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mahesh, quick question.
Yeah.
If you go to the other screen, like where you define the periods, posting periods, please. And here, if you want to post the journal entries in adjustment entries in period 13, so from period 1 to period 2, you have to put 12/2021, and then 2 to 12/2021. Is that how you define?
Yes, exactly. See here, 12/2021.
Yeah.
But I should not stop the normal periods because we are in the month of January. So you cannot tell to the client that until you complete the adjustment, don't post any January month posting years and don't post any February month posting. So client will accept it? No, he will not accept. So parallelly, the January period opening should be done and the postings are going to be happen for the 2022, and simultaneously you can also keep open the 12th period for 2021 and you can start doing your adjustments.
So for example, like some people, they might do the postings incorrectly because the period is still open. They might post the same, to the closing period.
That is the reason we are going to be creating some authorization groups over here, and we are maintaining some authorization groups. We are not going to be giving the control to all the users to post the transactions. Very, very important. So some authorization groups are going to be maintained. So only those authorization group consultants can do the adjustments, not all the people.
Okay, thank you.
That is the very important point. Yes, good question, sir. Good question. But access has to be given to not to all the users. Okay, so the special periods postings will be done to only for certain group of people where you can do the adjustments, not for all the people. That is the reason I'll make a security authorization group and I'll maintain here. Okay.
So Mahesh, when do we use this from period 3 and so on?
I'm coming. So for period 1, period 2, these are going to be the normal periods and the special periods. Okay. So earlier we have a concept of integration between the FI to controlling. FI to controlling, that we call it as a CO is nothing but we have a controlling. When you come to the CO, we have two types of data. One is going to be called as the plan data posting. Another one is going to be called as the actuals. We are going to be posting the actual data also. Very, very important. Okay. So because earlier there is a concept of reconciliation between the CO to FI. Very, very important. CO is a different component and the FI is going to be the different component. FI, we are using the periods in OB52. OB52 is the transaction code. This is the OB52 transaction. This is the OB52. This is only for the FI. CO, we are going to be using the concept called as the OKKP1. OKP1, very, very important. So we are going to be using the transaction code called as the OKP1 for maintaining a special opening and closing the periods actually. So in the controlling, there is a separate configuration is there. Whenever you want to post any transactions, whenever you want to open and close post any transaction, so we are going to be using a different transaction code. Very, very important. So if I go to the OKP1 transaction code, so if I come here, this is especially only for the controlling. I'm talking in SAP ECC. I'll come back to the SAP S4HANA. So in SAP ECC, so we are maintaining the open and close posting periods for the controlling separately, which will not fall under your FI. FI is going to be the separate. This is only for the FI. This is only for the FI. It will not impact your controlling. So what we are going to do, so I'm going to be giving the year and the version. When you go to the controlling, I'll tell this version, what is the version and everything. Okay, I'll tell you. In the basics of the controlling, we are discussing the basics of the controlling. I'll discuss them. Okay, so I'm maintaining some parameters, my controlling area, fiscal year, and the version. So there is a plan, there is the actual and there is the plan postings that happen in the controlling. Controlling is not only for the planning, some actuals are also getting posted. So when I go to the actuals, these all are going to be called as my business transactions, where your actual postings are going to be happening. These all are going to be called as the business transactions. There are 99 actual business transactions will be there. 99 actual business transactions will be there as per the SAP standard. So when I want to control all these business transactions here, what I'm going to do here, we are in the 10th period. See, this is going to be called as the 10th period, and these are going to be called as the special periods. Very, very important. So if I want to lock my periods, okay, if we want to lock my periods, if I click on the lock, okay, if I going to be click on the lock the transaction, see all the transactions means for this particular transaction, all the periods have been locked out. What do you mean by locked out? So you cannot post any transaction related to the actual performance. That is nothing but actual process of assessment. If you want to post any actual process of assessment, you cannot do any kind of postings in any period. Why? Because you have been logged out. You have been logged. Just like same, for example, if I want to post any transaction for the month of November, or sorry, for the month of September and November, can you post? No, only for the month of October 2021 you can post the transaction, but not for the November and not for the September. You cannot post. Why? Because you have opened the 10th period here. Same like these all are going to be called as business transactions. We call them as a CO controlling business transaction. So some clients might be using all the business transaction. Some business might be using some specific transaction. So you should have a control. You should have a control whether they are going to be allowed for the posting or not. So if you unlock the period, if you unlock the transaction, I can unlock the transaction. No, Mahesh. So only lock the 10th period. Okay, so you can manually go and lock them. For example, so these business transactions, some of the transactions are allowed, some of the transactions I'm not allowing, something like if I'm keeping over here. So the business transaction means all this. For example, for this particular example, okay, I'm locking everything. Okay, except the 10th period. Except the 10th period is unlocked and the remaining all the periods have been closed. See here, all the periods have been closed. So what does it mean that? For this business transaction, you can only do the postings in the month of October, not for the month of January to till the month of December, and not for the special periods. Only you can do the postings in the month of October. So this OKP1 transaction is only used for the posting of the controlling, only for the postings of the controlling for the plan and the actual. So For both plan and actuals, both you can maintain. If this is for the actual, if I go back and if I see here, this is for the planning. This is for the plan. This is for the plan transactions. In the plan transactions, you don't see any special periods. Only in the actual business transactions, only you can see the special periods. You can see the special periods. So now in SAP S4HANA, earlier the data structure is different. It is going to be the COEP with COBK as a header table, with the COBK as a header table. And FI, we are going to be using the BSEC, and we are using the BKPF as a header table, BKPF as a header table. Now, what is SAP is telling? Now I'm bringing only one table called as the ACDOCA table. So in the EGDOCA table, you can see the GL postings, you can see the GL postings, and parallelly, you're also going to be doing the controlling postings. You are also doing the controlling postings also. But in the controlling, there are so many value types. In the last class, I told that controlling will be having different value types, but only two value types are going to be considered, 0, 4 and 11 value types. 0, 4 is the actual and the 11 is going to be the statistical actual posting. So these two are going to be called as actual value type postings, which are triggering to the controlling module. Now these two value types, whatever the postings you are making to these two value types, now they have to trigger to the AC DOCA table. They have to trigger to the AC DOCA table. So now what I'm going to do, for the FI, for the actual business transactions, now I don't want to use it from here. SAP has given a new enhancement here, directly period 3 and period 3. SAP has given you new enhancement. If you see here, this is the period 3, and the period 3 is the intervals you are going to be maintaining for the controlling actual postings now. So no need to come to the OKP1, no need to come to the OKP1, and no need to do all this activity manually, only for the actual. Planning anyhow you have to do from here only. Planning is not included here. Planning is not included here. AC DOCA table will not include the planning of the data. So planning you have to do it from here, but only the actuals now today onwards, you can do the opening and closing of the periods directly from your OB52 transaction. This is called as the OB52 transaction. Now directly you can do here. So now the special transactions, what you're going to be maintaining for the OB52 for the controlling, now I can open here. For the controlling also, I want to do for 2021, 10, 2021. See here. See here. This is for the controlling actual business transactional postings. Actual, I'm only talking the actual business transaction. There will be multiple business transactions will be there, multiple. It will include the actuals and the planning. But I want to bring only the actuals into the AC DOCA table with the value type 0, 4 and 11. So those postings from today onwards, I can directly control by using of OB52 transaction, because now you have made it as a universal general entry table. Now at any period of time, if you want to use the postings of the 03 period for the 10th period, now you can maintain here, so that no need to open individually, no need to go and open the individual, no need to open the individually. Very, very important. But there is a one drawback in this, small drawback is there. If you are keeping 10 and 10, it will allow all the business transactions. You cannot control the business transaction by periodically, very, very important. So there is a drawback. That is the reason SAP, what it is telling here, SAP, what it is telling here. So you can maintain the 10 and 10 here, but if you want to control the business transaction, still we have this actual business transaction in OKP1, and which are all the transactions you don't want to post in the 10th period, you can go and log them manually. You can go and log them manually like this. This is very, very important. This is what exactly, these all the 7 transactions I don't want to post in the October period. So I want to log them, and the remaining everything should be allowed. Remaining everything should be allowed. Why? Because I'm opening the 10th period for posting of business transactions for the controlling. So period 3 is maintaining the open and close posting periods for the controlling for actual business transactions. Is it clear now?
Hey, Mahesh, this is Ken. So for the entries, I just want to make sure I understood. So on this screen, when you're adding the entries for the from period and to period, this is for the actuals only?
Only for actuals.
Not
only.
for the planning?
Finance?
Okay.
Finance is only for the period 1 to period 1. Controlling is for the period 3 to period 3. Don't confuse between the finance and the controlling. Controlling is only we are going to be using as a period 3 and period 3. For the finance, we are going to be using as the period 1 to period 1. And these are special periods which are common for both finance and the control.
Okay, got it. And then the other question I had, and maybe this is coming, when you mentioned yesterday, you gave an example where the period might be open, like say, for example, the December posting period. You said December posting period, all the transactions users will be able to post for, say, for example, 15 days, but for the special posting periods, they may have 45 days. Is there a place where you control how long the period 12 will be open?
Exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yes, you're absolutely. The concept is right. Yes, your understanding is completely valuable. But how you're going to be doing the configuration in SAP, that matters here.
Okay. And you're coming to that, right?
Exactly. So that is the reason. Right. That is the reason I'm giving some live examples and I'm explaining this open and close posting period so that you will see how in the live example, this is how we do the configuration in SAP.
Got it.
Any doubt?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Mesh, so we have two options for CO period, OKP1 also and OB52 also.
Yeah. If you don't want to use here, sir, if you don't want to utilize this third period here, for example, if you don't want to utilize this third period, for example, so doesn't matter. Okay, the SAP has given an option to utilize this third period, but if you still want to control from the OKP1, you can control it from the OKP1. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Right.
But this option has been given to you now because now you're bringing the universal general entry concept where you can see the FI postings and the controlling posting. So they have enhanced this period 3 as a new option to utilize it for the controlling instead of going for the OKP1. So this is the period I'm going to be saving this transaction here like this, for example. Okay, now the 10th period and everything. Now what I will do here, once I save the data. Once I save the data, what you're going to do, okay, here there is some example. Okay, so the upper limit is okay. So here you can see the upper limit and the posting period is very, very important, different actually. Why? Because here I given the 10th period. Okay, so I need to change it. Okay, so like this. So what you can do, once you save the data, once you took the 13th period 2021, okay, 16th period 2021, I want to use the actual postings of the 2021 with the 2021. So now once I created everything, what you are going to do, so you will be going and saving the data, and once this data has been saved, now what is the next thing you have to do? You have to go and assign the variants to the company code. So definitely. So until or unless, okay, just for example, just take an example here. Just take an example. I maintain some opening and close posting periods. I'm maintaining some opening and close posting periods. Very, very important. See here. Can somebody tell what is the 10th period here?
October.
How confidently you can tell it is an October?
But we have considered Jan to December.
Where you consider the Jan to December? Here I not maintain any Jan to December. It's like given only the period as a 10. I can also call it as a January also, because if I take my April to March, the 10th period is also called as a January. I can call it as a January. According to it is a December. According to it is going to be called as an October. But how the system knows? How the system knows this 10th period is a October. This 10th period is a January. According to the April to March, how do the system knows?
Fiscal year column 2020.
You have to assign a posting period variant to the fiscal year variant. That's how the system should know.
No.
You have already assigned the variant to the company code.
Exactly. So when I come to the transaction here, you already assigned. Okay, when I go to the company code here in this example, if I go to the example, I'll show in the SAP. If I go in the SAP, if I come to the maintain fiscal year variant, this is my K4. This is my K4 example. I'm talking about the K4. Okay, this K4, You already assign it to the company code. So if I go to my company code, HP10, see, you already assigned this variant to the company code. H1 is nothing but Jan to December, or it is, if you want to change, you can change it. It is a Jan to December, or if it is going to be the April to March, or it is going to be called as October to September, any period, you can take any period. For example, if I'm assigning the K4 example, so then my company code was assigned with a fiscal year variant called as a January to December. Now, for the same company code, what I'm going to do, I'm assigning the variants to the company code, same company code, not for the different company code. If I go to HP10, here, you can see here, I'm assigning the variant. Which variant? Just now you created HP
0
OP.
OP.
Yeah, I'm assigning the HP OP to the same company code. Means which period you have maintained for opening 10th period. 10th period is nothing but it is an October period. How confidently you can tell? By because for this company code, I assigned the K4 fiscal year. Is it clear now?
Yes.
All of you.
Yes, Mahesh.
One question, Mahesh, while saving the posting period, the configuration, the CTS came up, but normally it doesn't come, right?
Normally it doesn't come. It will tell us the no values are found. For example, if I'm giving as a test, see here, test. So test is not available. You can see there is a first, it is starting with 100. So if I'm trying to give as a test and if I'm trying to save it, the system will throw an error. Entry test does not exist in the table T0100 table. Okay, that is not existed. So you cannot give the test. You have to follow the standard one, which is already defined, so that I can give the standard one. I can go and define, and now I can save it. See, this is how the example we have to do it. This is how the example we are going to be doing here. So we are going to be saving the data. Now, once the data got saved, now see, go back to the ledger now. Go back to the ledger. In the ledger, if I go back to the settings for the ledgers and the currency types,
Do you get any exams questions from this one, from the fiscal year variant and posting period?
yeah, definitely. I'll show some of the questions to you. Okay. Yeah. See, what is my ledger? Leading ledger. Example, I'm taking a leading ledger, and if I go to my company code settings, okay, if I go to my company code HP10, so in this company code, now you can see your fiscal year was K4. See, automatically I can see the posting period is coming as a default as a HP00, HP04, okay, HP OP. See here. You are assigned to the company code. Now, for the company code, how many ledgers you have assigned? There are two ledgers. One is going to be the leading ledger. Another one is going to be the non-leading ledger. For both the ledgers, I can see the K4 and HP00 is going to be coming. Very, very important. But Mahesh, for non-leading ledger, I'm using April to March, Mahesh. For non-leading ledger, company code is same. But for the non-leading ledger, Mahesh, very, very important. My non-leading ledger is going to be called as a L5. L5 is nothing but my non-leading ledger. For L5, we are using April to March. Okay, then if you go to the April to March with the non-leading ledger, here if I go to the April to March with the non-leading ledger, so here, see, by default it is coming as a K4. Now I can change it to the V3. This is for the non-leading ledger, but I cannot assign. But here, if you see here, if I assign HP OP, here if I assign the HP OP, very, very important here. Now tell me now, which posting period it will take. If I'm going to be assigning HP OP for the B3, then this will be the January period. It will become the January, not as an October. Which period is open? 10th period is open in the HP OP. Your posting period variant, 10th period you have opened, but you're assigning a B3 fiscal year to the non-leading ledger. You're assigning a B3. B3 is nothing but April to March. According to the April to March, what is the 10th period? January will become the 10th period. Then this is the wrong configuration here. Then this is absolutely wrong configuration. So what should I do? I need to create a separate posting period variant. I should not use the HP OP here. No, I cannot use the HPOP here. I need to create a separate posting period variant, and that posting period variant should be assigned here. This is for the non-leading ledger. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. If I assign HPOP now, tell me what is the drawback here?
All of your postings will go to the wrong period.
All of the postings will go to
Wrong period.
which period? Example, in my example, which period I maintain?
So it will go to Jan. October will go to Jan.
Exactly. It will go to the October period. But according to my V3, the 10th period is not an October. The 10th period is not an October. What is the 10th period according to the V3? January is the 10th period. April is your first period, and the January is going to be the 10th period for me. There is a conflict, is there or not? Is it true?
Yep.
All of you are accepting my statement, or you disagree with my statement? Anybody disagreeing with my statement?
No. No, Mahesh. So basically, if you go to the previous screen, Mahesh, I think.
Yeah, one second, sir. 1 second. Give me 1 second time. Okay. I took the account type as a plus in front of you. I not given from account and to account. I opened the period as a 10, 2021, 10, 2021. Okay. I opened the special periods 13, 2021. And 16, 2021. Very, very important, sir. Very, very important. This is what exactly the configuration, what we have done. Just now we have done this configuration. This is the configuration we have done. And what is the variant? HP OP. HP OP is the variant. See, very, very important. HP OP is the variant. Now you took this HP OP and you assigned it to the company code. Okay, HP 010, HP 10 is the company code, and you assign the HP OP here. Okay, see, very, very important. Very, very important here. So you assign the company code, but this company code, if I go to this company code, HP 10 company code, how many ledgers you assigned? 2 ledgers. One is the leading ledger, another one is L5. L5 is going to be called as a non-leading ledger. L5 is the non-leading ledger. For OL, what is the fiscal year assigned? K4. For L5, what is the fiscal year assigned? V3. Now, I want to assign the same variant. I want to assign the same variant here and here. What is the problem? Tell me. No problem for me. If it is the 10th period, it will go to the October. It will go to the October here. If it is the 10th period, it will go to the January. Is there any problem you're facing?
Basically, we are not selecting the period. It takes automatically from the posting date, right?
Exactly. You know, now you catch the recipe of the posting period now. You catch out the recipe now. Yeah. Yes.
So basically, we are not assigning any fiscal year variant directly to the posting period variant, right, Mahesh? It will be
that is, if there is no dependency, you should call, there is no dependency on the posting period variant and the fiscal year variant. We never go and assign the K4. We never go and assign the K4 to HP OP. No, we never assign like this. If it is assigned means it is a wrong configuration. It is definitely, it is going to be the wrong configuration. If it doesn't assign means yes, it is the right configuration.
So with one variant, we can control, even we have different ledgers with different posting period variants.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. If it is a K4 here also, example, if it is a K4 here also, then both are going to be the October period only. If it is a V3, if it is going to be the V3 here, if it is going to be the V3 here, then there is a change. Forget about the company code. Just concentrate only which fiscal year variant you have been assigned to the OL and which fiscal year variant you have assigned to the V3. So one variant you can assign to the multiple company, multiple fiscal years. Because I never given any fiscal year variant here. You can see it is, do you see any fiscal year variant here? No.
So even though the month is different for the books, the period is same, the number 10.
Period is same.
Same.
Exactly. Your logic is going to be the same here. Now I can go and say it will accept. See, it is accepted or no errors. See, no errors. It has accepted. See, no errors are there. That is the reason I told that your leading ledger and the non-leading ledgers. Okay, leading ledgers, non-leading ledgers will inherit only the currency settings. If I see here, you can see only the currency settings are getting inherited from the leading ledger, but there is a deviation is there in the posting period variant and the fiscal year variant. You can have a different posting period variant and you can have a different posting period variant and the different fiscal year. It's not like same as your leading ledger. Are you facing any kind of understanding a difficulty, or it is very easy to make you to understand? Because I'm giving a lot of examples to make you understand. Small concept is very small, but if you get into the water, okay, I don't know at what length you're going to be dipping down. Okay, so it's a very lengthy topic and a small content.
Mahesh, is very well explained. Very well.
Okay, this is how we have to do it in the configuration. This is how we have to do in the configuration. Very, very important point here. Okay, now.
But Mahesh, just one query. If you go to your Excel sheet, where we have taken that example. Yeah. So now for L5, we are using April to March fiscal year.
Okay.
But we have used posting period as HPOP, where we have opened 10th with fiscal year 2021 to 10/2021. But whenever we have to post it into January for FY 2021, so that should have 2022, right? 10th period. But
simple here. See, for example, if I'm making any document entry, for example, if I want to make any document entry FB01, for example, let us take an example. January is the 10th period for April to March. Okay, so what I will do here, 10, or example, I take the 11th January 01 2022.
yes.
11th, okay, 01 2022, but here the period will be the 10th period only, na? There is no change in the period. You're going to change the period if it change the period to 01 here.
No, it will be 10.
It will 10th period only. Logic is same. No change in the period. That is the reason I told that the period control methods are controlled only for the open and close posting period variant, irrespective of whatever the fiscal year you have assigned to the company code.
Mahesh, where are these configuration, are in which table are they stored in?
Which one you're talking about?
So this fiscal year variant that you create and the posting period, are they?
I'm very poor in looking the tables, sir, but I'll give the tables, sir. Definitely, I'm very poor in remembering all the tables and everything here. But I'll give the tables, sir. Not to worry. Okay, I'll give the tables. Okay. So normally, what I will do in the real time, because I need to keep everything in my mind. So I have a very bad habit to forget everything actually. So what I will do?
It's a T001B, Mahesh, for the opening and closing periods.
Yeah. Okay. So T001 something, T01C something there. Okay. Yeah, 1B. Okay. Something like, okay. Yeah, exactly. So something like, okay, there is a one posting. So normally what I will do, sir, in my real time, because okay, my memory power is very low, sir, actually. So I cannot remember all my periods. So normally what I will do, I can go to the help and immediately I can go and find out the table and I can see the table here. What is the table? T001B is the table. Okay. Then I'll go and refer the table T001B like that.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
But don't misunderstand me. That Ganesh doesn't. Okay. So if anybody is something like we are using as a Mahesh is there. Okay. There is some person is going to be called as a Raghu is there. He is working in a real time. Ganesh is there. He's working in real time. Okay. Mr. Anthony is there. Who is working in a real time. They have been in SAP for a long period of time. But these people doesn't know what are the tables mean. Don't misunderstand them. Because it's not a matter of remembering the table. It's a matter of doing the client configuration in SAP. That is very, very important.
Mahesh, one question while posting in FB01.
Yeah.
How do we define we are grouping to non-leading ledger or leading ledger?
So we are not going to be grouping. I'll come to the concept. Okay, I'll come to that is called as the ledger concept. So whenever I'm posting any transaction, okay, whenever I do any kind of postings of the transaction, here this is FB01 or F-02, whatever maybe. This is not a ledger group concept. The transactions will go and post to all the ledgers. For example, for HP10, if I'm posting a transaction for HP10 here, for example, I'm giving the company code as a HP10. Okay, I'm posting some transactions in HP10. It will get updated to all the ledgers. How many ledgers you have been assigned to the company code? There are 2 ledgers are there. So system will post the transaction to the 2 different ledgers.
Okay, automatically. Yeah,
automatically. But Mahesh, I don't want. There is the one transaction is there, Mahesh. Okay, I want to post the transaction called as the travel expenses account debit to. Okay, for example, cash or bank account credit is there. Mahesh, please, very much important. This transaction should not be get posted to the L5. It has to get only posted to the OL only, Mahesh. I don't want to see the posting should be triggered to the L5. So this is the transaction. Actually, I want to post it to the ledger specific posting, Mahesh. So don't worry. So what we can do here, I told in my previous class that for every ledger you are going to be creating in SAP. Every new ledger you are going to be creating in SAP, the backend, the ledger group is getting created. If I go to the ledger group, you can see a separate ledger group for the OL. You can see a separate ledger group for the OL, and you can see a separate ledger group for the L5. See here, it is going to be the L5, and here it is going to be the OL. So if I select the OL, if I go to the ledger assignment, there is only one representative ledger. I'll tell you what is the representative ledger. There is only one representative ledger under this ledger group. So you created the ledger group. Automatically, the system will create a backend. Okay, in the backend, the system automatically will create a ledger group. In this ledger group, you will only find one ledger. So what I will do here, if I want to post any transactions which should not get impacted to the L5, only posting should be done only for the L5 means I have to use a different transaction, not through the FB01 or F-02. I have to use the transaction code called as FB01L. There is a transaction called as FB01L. So I need to go to FB01L transaction code. L stands for ledger. L always stands for the ledger. So I need to use the FB01L, and if I press enter, and here you can see here it is asking you to the ledger group. Now I will give the ledger group. Which ledger group you will be giving here? I will give the ledger group OL. In this OL, how many ledgers are there? There is only one representative ledger. So I will post it to the, so I'll be giving the ledger group OL, and I'll give my company code, and I'll be giving my company code HP10 company code, and I will make a posting now. I'll make a posting. I'll debit the travel expenses and I'll credit my cash or bank account. Then when I go and see the display of the document, the system will only see the display for only for one ledger, that is the OL. It will not get updated to L5. Is it clear now?
Yeah, thanks. So
now
all ledger by FB01 and specific ledger FB01L.
Yeah, because we will see some transactions, sir. Once we complete the master data, I'll make postings, and you can see the transaction, what transaction codes I'm going to be using.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now, for example, I have one more ledger also. Okay, L6 is there. Okay, example, L6 is there. L6 is for the week K4. Okay, something like K4. Okay, same posting period variant, HP, OP, same posting period variant. Example. Okay, it is also October period. Okay, right. Example. I have one more. I have one more ledger also. Mahesh, whatever the transactions you are explaining, this is the transaction, Mahesh. Please make sure that this transaction should not get posted to all the ledgers, Mahesh. Example, this transaction should only get posted to OL and L6, not for L5. My God. So this transaction should be get posted to what ledger? This transaction has to be get posted to the OL and L6. That's it. They're very clear. It has to get posted to the OL and L6 only. But here in the Mahesh, if you go to this example, I cannot give 2 ledgers. I cannot keep comma, and I cannot give L6 like this. I cannot give L6 like this. No, you should give only one ledger. But if I give only one ledger group, Mahesh, if I give only one ledger group, there is only one ledger here. If we go back to your configuration, if I'm giving the ledger OL, there is only one representative ledger. So how do you post to the transaction to this both the ledgers? Then what I will do, I'll create a separate ledger group. Now what I will do here, I'll go back. Here there is an option called as a new entry, and I'll create one ledger group. Example, my ledger group name is X1. Example, this is the ledger group for OL and L6. Example, I'm just giving. So now I'm creating a new ledger group. For creating the new ledger group, very, very important. In the previous example, what I told here, any ledger, any new ledger you are going to be creating here, any new ledger, for example, if I'm creating a new ledger, one second, I'm getting a call. One second. Yeah, tell me, Alex. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, no. It's all, yeah, it's 7 a.m. in the morning. I already wake up in the 4:30 only. Okay, tell me, what is the concept? Yeah, I saw that mail. Yeah. No. See, the threshold amount you are maintaining for the accrual engine is client dependent. So if you do any kind of changes in the threshold amount, yeah, if you do any kind of changes in the threshold amount, what is the, okay, how much they want to increase? 20% extra. So if you are increasing the 20% extra for the threshold amount, it will impact for all the company code because it is maintained at the client level. Tell them very clearly. It is not specific to one company code. Yesterday I already no, Alex. Yesterday I already discussed with Archana and what is the lady Terry? Okay, I already discussed with them and I explained them. The threshold amount cannot be increased because it is at the client level. If you increase the amount, it will impact to all the company codes, but you want to increase only for specific company code. Yes. Then you do one thing then. If it is a specific company code, okay, it is only for, because it is a client level, because we cannot do the configuration of increasing the threshold amount to the company code level because, yeah, it is a client level. So what you can do, you create a variant now. You create a separate variant. In that variant, give the threshold amount more than 20% and ask them to whenever they want to post it to the specific company code, ask them to select that variant and post it. Yeah, like that we can do. But you don't increase the amount over there because it will impact to all the company codes. Okay? Yeah, correct. No. They are posting the accruals from the service PO. Yeah. That is not the manual accrual. They are posting the accruals from the service PO. So you have to take the accrual component as ACPO. Oh, no. You have to take the accrual component POAAC. POAAC. Yes, I created separate accrual component for them. Ask them to use the same accrual component. Okay. Yeah. No, not worry. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll be no. We have a holiday on Friday. Yeah, in India we celebrate the Dasara. There is a festival called Dasara. We have a holiday. But let me know. I can work on Friday also. Not a worry. I can work on. Okay. I will not be able. But I want that statistical report, please, Alex. Please, can you send me, because I need to send a report to the steering committee members by today end of the day. Yeah, send me the PPT slides. If any modifications or changes, I'll do the changes. Okay, and I'll submit to the report. Just send me the matrix report and also send me that S4W also for the new project. Yeah, okay. Send it me immediately. Okay, so that I can do any. If there are any changes, I can do the changes and I can. Yeah, S4W also very, very important. And for that project, we only need 6 FICO consultants. And I already given the profiles to the Archana also, to take interview for those candidates. No, we need if I told about 12 years of experience, we need the candidates. 12 years of experience we are considering them as a senior consultant. Don't take as a lead consultant. We are taking as a senior consultant with 12 years of experience. I given the job. No. I given already the job description has been given to Archana. Can you check with her, please? Yeah. After you take the interview, ask Mr. Pasumati to take the second round, and okay, give it okay for the manager round. Give it to me. I'll take the manager round. After you both are satisfied, just give it to me. I'll take the manager round. I will not go for technical because you already proved about the candidate. Okay, so you already proved it. So just give me the manager round. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Just send me that matrix sheet and S4W. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So here, if you see here, any new ledger you are going to be creating in SAP, any new ledger. For example, I am creating a new ledger. For example, I'm taking a new ledger as a P1. Example, I'm giving some description, any description, whatever the description, whatever. Now I'm saving here. Example. So P1 already it is there. I'll take as a P5. See, I'm creating a new ledger. See, if I'm creating a new ledger, automatically the system has given one information to me. What is that information? It has told me, hey Mahesh, you have created a new ledger called as a P3. Automatically you can see there is a ledger group is getting created in the backend. But this ledger group has only one representative ledger. The ledger group is only have one representative ledger, that is the P5 only. The ledger group is same and there is only one representative ledger that is going to be called as a P5. Now, if I go to the ledger group now, see already I created. If I go to the ledger group, I see the P5 will be there here. You can see the P5. So go to the position, go to the P5. See, automatically the P5 ledger group got created. This is the ledger group. And if I double click on it, there is only one representative ledger that is going to be called as a P5. But my requirement here is, I want to post a transaction that should be get defaulted for OL and L6. If that is the case, then what I will do here, already these two ledgers are created. Yes, these two ledgers are already created. Then what I will do here, I'll go back and I'll create a new ledger, go to the new ledger and create a new ledger group. Okay, so I'm giving the ledger group name as X1. I'm just writing the description ledger group for the OL and L6. Now what I'll do here, select the ledger group, save it. You have saved the ledger group, select the ledger group, double click on ledger assignment. If I double click on the ledger assignment, I don't find any ledgers here because this is the new ledger group you are creating. So I don't find any kind of ledgers here. You can see the ledgers are empty. Now I'll go for a new entry. Now what ledgers you want to update? I want to update OL and for example, I want to update L5. Example, I want to take two ledgers. So I'm creating a separate ledger group. I'm creating a separate ledger group and OL and L5 both are going to be the ledgers in this. In this, I want to make the OL as a representative ledger, not as a L5. I'll tell you what is the meaning of this representative ledger. I'll tell you the meaning of the representative. But you cannot select both the ledgers as a representative. System will throw an error. Okay, see here. System will throw an error. Select one representative ledger for a ledger group. So you cannot select both of them. Either you should select OL or either you should select L5. So you cannot select both of them. So what I can do here, I can go to my ledger group X1, select your ledger group, double click on assignment, go for a new entry. I'm giving L1, OL and L5. I'm selecting the OL as a representative ledger. Now I'm saving. It will accept now. See, it has accepted, no errors are there. Now in this ledger group, how many ledgers are there? OL is there, another one is going to be called as L5 is there. So tomorrow, if I want to post any transactions, okay, for only for the ledger group, then I will give it as X1 here. I will give it as X1. There is X1 is the ledger group you have created. Now in this X1, how many ledgers are there? In this X1, there are two ledgers are there, OL and L5 ledgers are there. So when I post a transaction, the system will go and update the, no, it is L6, L5, okay? So example, when I posted this transaction, the system will go and update the transaction only to these two ledgers. It will not get posted to the L6. Why? Because you have posted at a ledger group level. You posted at a ledger group level. This is very, very important. So what is the concept of this? What is the concept of this representative ledger? What is the concept of this representative ledger? That is very, very important. So tomorrow class we'll discuss about the representative ledger class tomorrow. Any doubts here?
Mahesh, just one
Yes.
minute. I'm going a little bit back. So we have taken one example of posting fiscal year variant of July to June
Okay.
in our previous class.
Yeah.
So
okay,
can you
yeah.
go to your Excel sheet? I think it's there.
Yeah, it is a July to June.
July to
Yeah.
And that time what we have considered fiscal year shift as a +1.
My voice is breaking. I think only for me or everybody.
Hello, is
Yeah,
it
now,
okay?
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this example, we have taken year shift of +1. That means for entries, it will consider 2022, like 22 as a fiscal year, right?
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah. So in this case, whether our HPOP posting period variant will work?
It will work. Why it will work? It will work. Definitely it will work.
Yeah, because
then the 10th period will be your April month then.
Yes, but the year will be 2022.
Year will be
2022, right? In this, as per this table.
That's what I'm telling. The period will not have any kind of concept of the proof here. The period will not have any concept of the proof here. But when you're doing the fiscal year configuration here, that is what? Okay, the period will not have any impact. If I see this example, I never change any kind of period. For example, if it is April to March or January to the 2021, if you are considering the +1 as 2022, definitely you have to go and change here 2022, not as a 2021. This is very, very important.
So that means we cannot use same thing, right? HPOP will not work in this case.
In this, if you take and if you consider, good question. If you consider this all the -1, -1, -1, -1, then it will work.
Correct. So -1 will come from 1st to 6th, right? Last
Exactly.
6.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's where I was confused. Yeah. Thank you.
That completely depends upon how you are going to be configuring. Definitely. Okay.
So Mahesh, you are uploading this Excel in the material.
I'll upload. I'll upload it. Okay. Not a worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Mahesh,
Thank you.
I have a concern here.
Yeah, please. Concern or question?
Concern.
Oh my God. Yeah. Concern means I'll get a somewhat little bit worry in my mind actually. Tell me, sir.
I have not got the SAP server access yet, and I'm struggling with that. Maybe there are some more people.
No,
yeah,
no, actually,
same with us.
no. Actually, they're going to be issuing a new server for all of you. Okay, just wait for till today or tomorrow. Okay, you'll be getting a new server.
Okay.
Even this server cannot work. Even this server cannot work from tomorrow onwards. Okay, I need to use it as a new server. Okay, so I'll let you know. Okay, because for me also I requested only to give the server for 2 days. Okay, till the new server comes. Okay, so you'll be just wait for 1 or 2 days. Okay, you'll be getting the data.
Okay, Mahesh.
Okay.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.